Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me again here today. Um, I'm very excited about sharing something with you. Bubbo, he is a pit bull, and I believe he's an American pit bull. Hello, pup, pup. Um, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about his background. He was found with his sister, um, who I named Jazz, and Jazz later succumbed to a pig attack. She was trying to protect the property from some pigs, and sadly, she was killed about 2 years ago in December. Um, and Jazz also had a problem, and she was overly protective, and she attacked a little girl who was 10 years old, who unexpectedly came onto the property of the rescuer. And she unexpectedly anyway appeared, and it could have gone down much worse. But the little girl ended up with 32 stitches in her leg from the attack. Now, Bo was also involved in this. Pitties tend to be very protective, and when you have dogs like Jazz and Bo, who were feral, they apparently, from what I could tell by their behaviors, they had little to no positive interaction with human beings. And so, these things need to be taken into consideration. They were starving, and it was a very bad situation. They were found walking alongside of the road, and the rescuer, Pauline, went back to try to entice them to get into her vehicle. And she, like a lot of people, she didn't know anything about dealing with these types of animals. And anyway, it took her 3 hours to finally get them inside her vehicle. The dogs did not bond to her, but they accepted the hospitality, and they took it upon themselves to decide this is what needs to be done, and this is kind of like our territory now. Now, I want to have you keep in mind the fact that territory is different than a bond. Okay, a lot of things can easily be misinterpreted with dogs. Pop, what is it with you? He's under my desk. I don't know if you can see him here. See that nose? There he is. Anyway, I've got dog hair flying all over the place. Sorry, guys. Anyway, so after this incident happened, and things were going on, I had already had pre-associations with them, and I had worked with the dogs for a while, and Pauline insisted on me returning the dogs sooner than they should have been returned. And anyway, the incident ended up happening due to that process. And it was a horrible disaster afterwards. They were looking at losing their home, their children, they meaning the couple, Pauline and her husband, and it was bad. Lawsuits, insurance rates went up on their home. They nearly lost their home, and the couple had separated due to this. DHS was being involved, which is the Child Protective Services, and the list goes on and on. It was terrible, and the dogs were also being considered for euthanasia. And it was a mess. It was a terrible mess. So I stepped in to try to save everybody and the dogs. And I took the dogs. That way the police said, well, the dogs are no longer there. DHS said, well, the children were no longer in potential danger. And so it eased the burden for this amazing couple. Well, after I took the dogs on, as I said before, Jasmine was a very, very timid dog, which made her dangerous to begin with, and she would bite out of fear. I personally did not have a problem with her. Neither dog tried to bite me or anything of that nature, as I have a lot of experience working with dogs like this. Jazzy started to bond with me, and her protective nature came out, and I let her out with Peaches to go potty, and I didn't know it, but there was a pig in the close vicinity on the yard. As you may already know, I'm in the jungle, and on the property there's a lot of overgrowth. There was a pig, and she and Peaches took on after it. Peaches was severely injured, and I can show you that picture right here. I need to let you know this is very, very graphic. But Peaches actually managed to make it back with this gaping injury, and I was able, after a couple of hours, but sadly, Jazzy never made it back home. And this is some of the damage that the pigs here can do. This is the kind of stuff that our dogs are exposed to. The wild pigs are no joke. They will do everything from bite to use their tusks to disembowel another dog, and they're also dangerous to humans too. So, with that in mind, Peaches obviously survived. Jazzy never came home. Bo, on the other hand, was here without his sister. The most familiar thing in his world was Jazzy. Now, Bo has always been a good dog as when it comes to obedience and that kind of thing. But there was always something missing. He has never bonded with me. He lives with me. He goes by pack rules. He's fairly easy to work with. He's never been aggressive in any way towards me. But he's just kind of here, if you understand what I'm saying. He greets me when I come home. He goes through all the motions. There has never been any true bond. And today was an incredible breakthrough. I have been putting a lot of emphasis on giving him extra attention, extra treats, just being with him without pushing myself upon him. And that's it's kind of dicey, If he approaches me, I always make sure that I reach out and pet him and talk to him, scratch his belly. Not his belly, but scratch his chest. Scratching a dog's belly can be viewed as a threat. It's a very delicate part of their bodies, and if you're working with a dog that is unsure, that can be pretty scary and threatening to them. So I emphasize scratching the chest area here, under the neck, just above the belly, and occasionally I'll make my finger go a little bit between the rib cages there, but usually I emphasize the chest, and most dogs respond very, very well to that. So anyway, Bo began jumping up on my bed, and he always kind of kept a little bit of a distance in the past, and I saw that as a good sign, but I didn't truly expect what happened today. He plays very well with the other dogs. He doesn't attack the cats or anything. He used to, but he hasn't done that in like forever. Hey, Nick. Hi, baby. Nick's under my desk. Today, I have to report, guys, was just pretty freaking amazing. The guys were on the bed playing as I was trying to lay down for a few minutes. And they really got it. They were really playing around, goofing off and jumping and barking and all of that. And suddenly, one of the dogs clamped their teeth down on my hand. Not hard, but in a very playful manner. And I thought it was probably Pup or whatever. I wasn't really watching. And then I glimpsed over, and there it was. It was Bobo. He has never in any way enticed me to play with him. He has never asked for a belly rub, really. He will lay down, but he and as you saw in the introduction on this, he laid down on his back, but he just really, he didn't bond. And he was a friendly dog, but he didn't bond with me, and I've always felt kind of sad over that. But today was different. He invited me to play, and he did a wonderful job, including me in the group play. And he came over and he plopped himself on top of me, which is he's never done before. And then finally it was there. It was there. The breakthrough happened. He bonded with me. And do keep in mind, folks, that I've had this dog for 2 years. And I was just grateful for the fact that he was part of my pack. And honestly, I didn't expect him to ever go as far as to truly bond with me. And this was really special. And if you're not sure who I'm talking about, let me show you. Bobo, where's my boy? Come on, Bobo. Come see me. Where are you? Where did you go? There's my Bobo. Come, sweet boy. Come, Bobo. Come on. Can you come see me? Oh, there you are. There you are. And previously, he was kind of cautious about being touched. He was always kind of offstandish, and he didn't really move forward. He was never assertive when it came to getting affection. He was just really offstandish, and that just completely changed today. Huh? Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Yeah, he's a good boy. And I noticed there are things that over this last month that he had done that was a little different. For example, he would actually come up to me and he would wag his tail. He's never really been a big tail wagger. Always cautious and kind of subdued. And this was just amazing. I was part of his play pack. He included me in roughhousing and such, and that was an incredible breakthrough. And as I've tried to explain in previous videos, working with animals like this is not the same as working with as Christoph Clugston would say, a cherry-picked dog. It takes many months and sometimes years, and in some cases you never get a breakthrough. The dogs can only let you get just so close. But when it happens, it is the most incredible feeling and an incredible thing. And honestly, I didn't feel like I would ever be able to have that bond with this dog. And today it happened. And the breakthrough happened, and he wanted me to rub his chest, and he gave me all the indications of wanting his belly rubbed, and he snuggled with me. I mean, really snuggled with me. He laid down on my chest. I was part of his play group. I mean, he just clamped down on my hand, and he wanted to play and be a part of what was going on in his life. And that was really special. He was a feral dog. It's taken a lot, and a lot of patience, and it's one of those things. I mean, he was never a dog that got in trouble, or about anything really. He would join in if there was a fight, but he wasn't someone to be chewing up things. He was not a dog that, really got involved in a lot of things. He would play with the other dogs, but I was kind of like the side dish in a meal, There's the main dish, which is playing around with the other dogs, your steak or whatever it is. He's always been very compliant. but the bond was never there. And it was a pretty amazing breakthrough today. I've worked so hard with him, trying to help him feel confident, and spending time with him and being with him as such. But it wasn't ever truly there, that bond. And as I said before, I had begun to wonder if I would ever make a breakthrough with this dog. There's some dogs it never happens. They live with you, they're compliant, they're good dogs. But that incredible bond, that inseparable bond, that the thing that makes you one with your dog, it just never happens. And remember, all my guys have had some really bad experiences in life. They have a difficult background, and I believe that just causes deep psychological scarring, and it makes them cautious. It's more about survival, living with humans, rather than truly having a bond. That's different than a friendship. That's different than compliance. That is so much. The bond is where the dog is willing to sacrifice itself to protect you. The bond is when you can walk up and, there's no question about your safety with this animal. And that's where it is. I don't question my safety anymore with him. The truth is, I have to question safety, except for the ones that I'm bonded to. And this was just such a breakthrough today, guys. It was amazing. So, we've been through so much together. And, Bo has been in this conflict. He's wanted to have more than what he and I had. But yet, it was often overwritten by his caution and his fear, underlying fear, and his previous experiences with people. And this was just amazing today. Absolutely amazing. It was the most wonderful feeling to have him run and jump on the bed and cuddle up with me. Or he's never been much of a tail wagger. He's never licked me in the face or anything, and or grab onto my hand or anything like that. He's just kind of been there. And this was just really moving to see this happen. Thanks so much, guys, for watching, and we'll see you next time here on Master Matriarch Canines. And remember, as always, if you don't train them to do the right thing, you are training them to do the wrong things. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. Take care now, and aloha.